portion of fifth module which we cover in class today. So let me start sharing the screen. So in the fifth module, we'll be studying about value engineering. Okay. So what is value engineering first? So slides. So as you can see, this is the in the fifth module. The third and fourth module are there in your syllabus. In the fifth module, the principles and phases of value engineering and analysis. So this will cover now. So this will be there in your syllabus till this portion. So let me just quickly share the screen. So what is this value engineering? So before we dive deep into this principles and phases, so just try to understand what is value engineering. So suppose you have launched a product. So in your fourth module, you discussed that if you are launching a product, how to write the problem statement. That because you need money for launching your product, you have to write a problem statement and give it to some funding agency because you won't be having all the resources or all the money. You need funds for your project. So you need to write a proper problem statement. Next, after writing the problem statement, when you give it to the funding agency will fund you money, and then what are like in the and the major thing is in the problem statement you need to be specific. Like what are your requirements for the product, what are your for the project. So all those should be unambiguous, clearly mentioned, crisply written, so that the funding agency gets to have an idea what exactly you need. So the next part is you need to do value engineering. Okay, so what is this value engineering? So any product you are launching in the market can be value engineered. Value engineered means there are different ways of going for like value addition. So what you do, either you try to add extra features to your product, that is one way, or the other way is try to make your product cheaper by using other alternatives which solves the purpose. Is it clear? Could you understand what is basically value engineering? Hello? Yeah, could you understand what is value engineering? Is it clear or no? Let me know.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so value engineering means basically you are trying to improve or add value to the product. That may be possible in two ways. Either you add actual value to the product, that means improve the characteristics of the product, or the other way is try to reduce the cost of the product or make it cheaper so that it stands out in the market, that being the cheapest product also it solves the purpose. Okay, so that way you can do this value engineering. Okay, so generally if you don't have extra features, you don't have extra ideas to add into your product, the easiest way is make the product cheaper. So how do you go about doing that? You have to suppose the AC, suppose somebody is planning to buy a AC. So there are different nowadays we get to buy those inverter ACs. Okay, so if you are launching your AC and making it say 46,000 or something, suppose 5-star AC 1.5 ton, that way you will launch. So it's in the same range what other products are available in the market. So suppose 40 to 45 range. So how do you add value to your product? Suppose you are launching a smart AC, what you try to do, like the thing important, like one idea is you can reduce, if you are not able to add new features to your product, you are not able to think like if you are adding new feature, means you are not having that capability or expertise to add new feature. So best way is try to reduce the cost of your product. So what can you do? So instead of using suppose those copper wares like copper pipes and all, so you can use some alloy of copper, so that way it will become a little cheaper. Some other, like it should solve the purpose, it should make the room like cooler within say 50 seconds or 60 seconds, that kind of like whatever they specify other companies, if you are able to reach that, The next is, suppose generally the lifetime of any essay is 8 to 10 years, okay, and it stays for that many years without any problem also. So if you get to achieve all those things with with a lesser cost, so you are actually indirectly adding value to your product. So these two are the basic things: either add value or features to your product or reduce the cost of your product. So that is the basic concept of value engineering. So there are like yeah, the all the theories, what is value engineering and when did it all start, has been given. You can anyway go through that. So value is what is this value? Okay, so what is the concept of this value to a product? So it is basically the ratio of function to cost. Okay, so suppose you are investing 30,000 and it functions for say 10 years, so obviously the function to cost will reduce. Okay, so that is called as value. If the functionality is more and the cost is less, it improves your value. Okay, so you cannot go on, you, it is not possible to reduce your cost indefinitely, right? Like you cannot reduce it up to your own choice, rather there is some limit. You cannot put some material, but that way your functionality will also get affected. If you are compromising on cost, your functionality also gets affected. So there has to be a trade-off between the functionality and cost of a product to have a proper value engineered product. Okay, you cannot sacrifice functionality for the sake of reducing cost. Okay, next is what is this value engineering? It started basically in the 40s from the GE lab. So this was during that Second World War, like 42, 46, the World War was there. So during that time, there was a very huge shortage of raw materials, okay, and component parts, skilled labor, everybody were involved in the war kind of scenario. So people were the starting from skilled labor to raw materials, everything was in scarce. So that time this GE thought of having alternative components to the like something they wanted and it was not available, so they thought of adding having alternatives to that. So this way the value engineering concept started. Okay, what so this was by accident it started, but it was later seen that only reduced cost of production but is not considered as like value engineering. Rather, if you add performance like functionality to a product also, that becomes the value engineering thing. So what are the steps in value engineering? So there are actually two approaches, two sets of like researchers who define value engineering and all. So I'll be discussing all that today. So the first step in value engineering is information. So if you want to add value to your product by adding functionality or reducing cost, so what you can do is the first step is information. You gather information. So it involves gathering project information and refining the goals of the project. Okay, data is collected and analyzed, and the information obtained is used to finalize the priorities of the project. So basically, you try to gather all the information. Suppose you are launching your product, you are launching your AC, smart AC, which is suppose Alexa enabled or Google Home enabled. So what you do is, if you are trying to launch that, you need to have information about other products in the market, what they have come up with. Now this LG has come up with this something called like variable ton like capacity AC. So depending on the number of count in the room, it makes the like automatic variation happens. It changes from either 1 ton to 1.5 or 2 ton, that way. So those things, like you need to have information regarding what are your, who are your competitors, who are the products who are launching at different, like what are their features, what are their specialities. So they have now this new concept of, in these ACs they have like multiple outlets. Indoor units will be multiple, but there will be a single outdoor unit. So that also you need to think like what are your competitor, who are your competitors, what are their new features. So everything has to be kept in mind. That means information has to be collected about everybody when you are launching your product. Is that clear? Yeah, was that clear?
Yes.
Okay. Next is function analysis. So function analysis means you need to analyze what function you are planning to have in your product. Okay, so the function analysis phase involves determining the functions of the project and identifying them with need not get into this verb noun and all. So the thing is, whenever you are creating your product or launching your product, try to have a functional analysis of your product. That means if you are marketing your product or something, you need to have a tagline. Like suppose the AC is air purifying AC. Okay, so you can simply mention as a function that it purifies air. Okay, or the way it is written, like suppose you are launching something, you write disinfect water. Okay, so it need not be so specific that it reduces carbon monoxide, it reduces this methane, all these components in the air. Rather just be general. So this is a function. In the function analysis, you generally just specify what your product does. So if it is a AC, along with that it is a air purifier, or it is a because of this COVID, everybody is in this panic situation. So you can just market your product saying that this is a air purifier, or it reduces the viral infection and all. So it kills the COVID-19 virus. So those kind of things comes in when you are launching your product and when you talk about the function analysis. The next is creative. Okay, so when you are launching your product, you have to be creative. Okay, so the creative phase follows after the function analysis. You have to be creative, just the way you told, like it air purifies air, or it kills the COVID-19 virus and all. So uh, in creative stage, what happens is your entire team has to sit together, like it has to discuss. It is not like individuals decision, rather your entire team has to work together, sit together, and there should be some brainstorming sessions. So that brainstorming session will allow the entire team to come up with different creative solutions to your problem. Like you are trying to add more features, trying to reduce cost, trying to advertise properly. So your entire team has to come together and brainstorm. So that is the creative phase of value engineering. Is that clear? Was that clear? Okay. Suparna, are you able to understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Suparna, can you hear me? Okay. Okay. So this is the value engineering, this third stage, that is the creative phase. The fourth stage is the evaluation phase. Okay. So what happens in this evaluation phase is you are planning to launch your product. So you need to have some evaluation metric for your product, like how good it is. Okay. So whenever your team sees, or your project team works together, so they need to have some evaluation metrics. So how do they do that? They whenever they are thinking of launching the product, they need to note down all the advantages, they need to note down all the disadvantages, then the advantages and disadvantages need to be compared. Okay, so if the advantages are more than the disadvantages, then only the product should go ahead. Okay, they should go ahead with launching the product and doing all the next tests. But if the disadvantages are more, so they need to rethink their decision. They need to have a second set of setting, everything has to be repeated because their disadvantages are more. So this is the next fourth stage, that is evaluation. Next is the development. So this development phase comes after the evaluation. So in your evaluation stage, if it is you evaluate that the product is viable, it is good to launch the product. So this in the next comes the development phase. So what happens is in the development phase, what you do is you have an in-depth understanding of what are the products inside. Like your product will be having different components, so what are the components and what is the component of cost of each component in your product. Then you need to have because you are doing value engineering, either you are adding value or trying to reduce the cost. So you should have an understanding of cost of each of the component in your product. So then you can have a decision, like instead of using this component, can I use some other alternative? Can I use some, suppose there is a for copper wire, can I use a alloy, some aluminum ware or some other wares, what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages, what is the cost, like will the cost affect, will the function affect, will the lifetime of the product get affected. So all those analysis needs to be done, okay, in the development phase. So in the development phase, if you have a comparison of all the like alternatives, then it becomes easier when you are manufacturing. Okay, so this development creative stages, these are the like heavy brainstorming phases, which like actually decides what your product will be and what will be your cost. So after the development, which is the like most like very vital stage, because there you take all the decisions, like what alternatives you are selecting, what product component you are using, what cost you will stick to, all those like development phase takes that decision. Next comes the presentation phase. So what is this presentation? Because you won't be, as I told you, you are not like a millionaire or a like you are not Bill Gates and all, so you need money for your product. Okay, so if you need money, you need to present your work to somebody. So for that only you studied about the problem statement in the fourth module. So fifth module will be studying about the presentation. Like, okay, so you need to present your product. Okay, so how you have to present? Obviously you need to make your like things interesting, like relevant, the motivation, the necessities of all the product you are launching, and your presentation should be like backed up with all facts, all like real values, mathematical, all those like details. If you reduce this, what is this? So bar charts, pie charts, everything should be like filled in your presentation, so that the like funding agency is able to clearly understand that you have chosen the best possible approach, so that they'll be ready to eager to fund you. Okay, so next comes the implementation. So after the presentation, after you get your money, so this is the final stage, that is the implementation phase. Okay, so when implementing a project, the team should ensure that the primary goal of increasing the value is achieved. The actual cost saving of the project should be determined based on implementation of the recommendations. Okay, so this is the like final stage. After everything has been done, you have to go on implementing the project in real world. So there is another perspective of this value engineering altogether. So they, as per this concept, what they do is value engineering is a systematic process of review and analysis of a project during the concept and design phases by multidiscipline teams of persons not involved in the project, that is conducted to provide recommendations for. So what they do basically, so providing the needed functions, whether safely, reliably, efficiently, and at the lowest overall cost. Next is improving the value and quality of the project and reducing the time to complete the project. So these are the basic three things what value engineering involves. So this is from a different, like another set of researchers have this kind of concept. So they suggest something called as a job plan. Okay, so what is, they tell that any value engineering thing has a job plan. So what are the stages in the job plans? That is same as the like we studied the 7 stages. So in the job plan, they tell what is a job plan? The systematic application of recognized techniques. Okay, so that is their job plan. So that contains 8 phases. So what are the 8 phases? So already like this is what we discussed in the value engineering just now. So but in this set of, by this as per the concept of this set of researchers, your job plan consists of 8 stages. Okay, starting from selection of projects, investigation, function analysis. So this is just similar to the one we already studied. Just see, this function analysis was already there, creatives was already there, because your creative team used to sit and do. Then evaluation is also there, then development is also there, presentation is also there. So what is the extra phase here? This is the close out phase. Okay, so this is nothing but your implementation phase there, and here the first one is the selection phase. So these two are the like similar like extra than the other approach. So in the closeout, it is basically implementing and evaluating the outcomes of the approved recommendation, and the first one is selection of a particular project. So what is the selection of the project? So when you are selecting a project, the responsibility to select the project for value engineering study is usually outside the control of the study team. Okay, so whenever somebody selects the project, what project you are using, that is beyond, like entire team won't be involved in that. Rather, the managerial body of the, like whenever you are launching your product, you won't involve all your software testers, all your debuggers into like deciding what will be your project. Rather, you will be deciding, and that will be given to them for further analysis. Okay, so the like various like all the theories related to the selection process is already there. You can go through that. And investigation, so investigation is about the analysis of all the approaches. This is same as the information say like step in the previous approach, where we gather information regarding all your like competitors in the market. Then you decide what features they have, what feature you want in your product, that you decide. Next is the function, so function analysis. So what you do here is you analyze the function, what function you want, and how to, like the way you told, like it acts as a air purifier also. So those kind of things you need to like put in when you are thinking about your product. The fourth is the creative team, like creative stage, where your creative teams sit together and brainstorm and come up with various creative ideas. The fifth is the evaluation phase, where you compare the advantages and disadvantages of the product you are launching. Sixth is the development stage. Okay, so in the development stage, you are basically like go on, like you have evaluated it properly that it is advantageous. You go for the actual development of the product. The seventh is presentation. So this is like you are presenting your work to the funding agency with the help of bar charts, pie charts, all those details, so that the funding agency is able to have a clear understanding of what you are planning and how you are planning. The next is the closeout or the implementation phase. Okay, so this is the final implementation, where you go about implementing your product, considering all the like creative suggestions, all the developmental functional analysis, everything has already been taken care of. Now you go to the actual implementation of the thing. So was that clear, whatever we discussed till now? Yeah, was
Yes,
that
ma'am.
okay? So in the fifth module, we studied today about the principles and the phases of value engineering and analysis. So you, in your syllabus for the second module, you have your third, fourth, and this up to this portion of the fifth module. So after the CAT 2, we'll take 3 more classes to complete the fifth module. So is there any doubt, or we can wind up here? Is there any doubt?
No, no, no.
Okay.
No,
Okay,
ma'am.
I'll just post the poll. All of you can answer and we'll do. Say the question, all of you can answer and go. Okay, then I'll end the meeting here. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.